It's that time of year again, awards season. I love award shows. I mentioned it in my last Crunchyroll Anime Awards video too. I just like seeing the thrill of seeing my favorite show, person, or whatever technical aspect win these awards. So many people hate award shows, but I don't. Sure, they're long, and sometimes a little too gaudy, especially the Oscars, but it's more of a celebration rather than anything else. So without further ado, here are my takes on the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. Like last time, we'll start with listing all the categories for this year. First up is Best Original Anime, then Best Character Design, Best Animation, Best New Series, Best Continuing Series, Best Opening Sequence, Best Ending Sequence, Best Score, Best Film, Best Anime Song, Best Director, Best Main Character, Best Supporting Character, Must Protect at All Costs Character, that's a new one, Best Action, Best Comedy, Best Drama, Best Fantasy, Best Romance, Best Voice Artist, Japanese, Best Voice Artist, EN, or English, and the big one, Anime of the Year. Let's start with the Best Original Anime category. Here are the choices. I'm going to do the same as last year and list what I like from Crunchyroll's list and pick things that aren't on Crunchyroll's list, if I see fit. Also, before we get into it, I just want to let you know that Crunchyroll didn't select anything from Fall 2022. No one really knows why, but there were many, and I mean many shows from 2022 that could fit in any category and legit win it all. Maybe they thought it was too unfair, but I don't know. If it came out in the previous year, you should mention it. Anyway, the originals here seem fine. I've only seen Licorice Recoil in full and watched only one episode of Birdie Wing. I'd probably choose Licorice Recoil because it was super enjoyable and had a great dynamic between the main girls and the story was engaging enough. I liked all the twists and turns, I just don't like it as much as many other people did. If I had to add stuff, it would probably be all of Fall 2022 besides one show. Akiba Maid War, Witch of Mercury, Do It Yourself, and Cyberpunk Edgerunners from the summer is what I'd nominate. I only got around to watching Do It Yourself, so I'd nominate that one, but I think I'd still pick Licorice Recoil over it. Cyberpunk Edgerunners is nominated for other categories, but I'd still nominate it here over other things. It's based on the Cyberpunk world, but it is an original story, so I think it counts. Would still pick Licorice Recoil though. Best Character Design. I'm not happy with these choices. I would definitely get rid of Demon Slayer, Spy Family, and Ranking of Kings. Now, I don't think new season stuff should get nominated, or if it was nominated in the past, it shouldn't get nominated again. At least that's what I think. I think we should leave all the new nominations to new anime. The first season stuff can be nominated, but just nothing past that in my opinion. Now, Spy Family is a little different for me because I think the character designs here are kind of just boring, but Ranking of Kings already got nominated, so that should definitely not be on here. Here are all the shows that I think should have been in consideration, or even nominated, and there's a lot. Sabuki Bisco, Maybe Heiki Monogatari, Kotaro, Orbital Children, The Girl from the Other Side, Shikamori, Komi, Your Boy Kong Ming, Love After World Domination, Call of the Night, Licorice Recoil, Uncle from Another World, Ruby, Chainsaw Man, Blue Lock, Urusei Yatsura, Akiba Maid War, Witch of Mercury, Do It Yourself. Yeah. In any case, from this list, I'd probably pick Cyberpunk because everyone does look really cool and stylish with the outfits and the cybernetics. They always make the characters look so interesting in many different ways, even in the game. If I had to pick from the large list of shows that I listed, I'd probably go with Girl from the Other Side. That entire show looks like a storybook, but it's also mixed with like this hazy aesthetic that I can't help but pick it. Best Animation. Again, I wouldn't have Demon Slayer, Ranking of Kings, or Spy Family on here, despite Demon Slayer having arguably the best animated fight scene ever in television. To be honest, I would 100% pick Demon Slayer. I've never seen a TV anime go so hard before. It's even harder than Mob Psycho Season 2's 5th episode, dang. They even adapted the fight in a good way by getting rid of so much unnecessary dialogue and focusing on adapting the manga into the anime medium. Like adaptations are supposed to do. Anyway, if that wasn't on here, honestly, I'd give it to Akebi's sailor uniform. Even if I dropped it at episode 5, the attention to detail on everything animated was just so stellar. I'd watch it for just the animation alone, but that's not how I enjoy anime. Now, I can't believe they didn't include summertime rendering. To be fair, it didn't come to the States legally until this year, but it came out in the spring of last year. It took them that long to put it on something official. Oh well, maybe next year. Also, where's Licorice Recoil? If anything, that show had some fine animation. Popular titles seem to dominate these lists is what you'd think, but Licorice Recoil was extremely popular in Japan. Maybe they favored Spy Family and Ranking of Kings just cause they were popular. Well, Ranking of Kings was actually really well animated, but Spy Family was kinda just okay, honestly. Nothing too special in my opinion. Besides the tennis episode, that went so hard, I don't know why. I'm also not gonna cry about Fall 2022 because you guys already know they didn't include it. But Blue Lock, Chainsaw Man, Bocchi, I don't know what they were thinking. Best New Series. These choices are honestly fine. All of these shows are solid, but if I had to add anything, it'd probably be Summertime Rendering and Aoashi. Summertime Rendering was so good that I'm currently working on, or I've already released a video on it, depending on when this comes out. And Aoashi is quite literally the best sports anime I've seen in a long time, and I'm not kidding. Maybe as far back as Run with the Wind. I'm not sure. Now it started out kinda strange, but it got me so hooked and invested, I cannot wait for another season. Anyway, if I had to pick from the shows here, I'd probably pick maybe ya boy Kong Ming. I feel like this show wasn't really talked about, but it had such a dumb premise about this Chinese general Kong Ming getting isekai into the present day. It was dumb, but it rolled with it, and it's even extremely accurate to how Kong Ming, the real-life general, would act, according to various people online. I enjoyed it a lot because it told a very engaging story of trying to succeed in the music industry when you aren't popular already. It's a very good show, and I highly recommend it. Unfortunately, it's only on High Dive, officially, so yeah. Best Continuing Series. Now, I kind of find it funny that One Piece is on here, but this has been the best One Piece has been in a while, so I guess it's okay to put it on here. Again, all of these shows are so solid. But Fall 2022. I'm sorry, no more mention of it. Even though most of the shows in Fall 2022 can fall in any category, I am not joking. Anyway, this is actually really hard. Made in Abyss Season 2 is pretty good, and was soul-crushingly depressing. Stone Ocean has Jolene, who's probably my second favorite JoJo behind Joseph. Kaguya, which had such a good end to the season, I don't know how they could top it. Actually, they did top it, because I went to go see the movie a couple weeks ago, and dang, it's so good. Demon Slayer having the best animated fight scene probably ever in television currently. Attack on Titan with the big reveal that was even bigger than the basement to me. And One Piece, which has had some fire episodes in a pretty good arc. If I had to choose, it'd probably be Kaguya actually. I would have picked Attack on Titan since I like it a lot, but I don't know. I remember after the big reveal, which was insane by the way, nothing much afterwards interested me, at least that I'd know of. I'd have to go back and watch it again though, which I will at some point. Kaguya though. This season proves why Kaguya is one of the best romances of all time. The entirety of these 3 seasons have been either Kaguya and Shirogane battling to see who would confess first, Chika doing Chika things, or some really great character building episodes with Ishigami and the others. It's all build up, and the characters are the strongest part because of it, besides the comedy. They really developed these characters so well, and this season shows so much of the romance we've been missing from the previous seasons, that all of this build up and how it ends is so good. I literally get chills thinking about it. It's almost as good as the fireworks scene from the first season. That scene, still to this day, has the most awards given to any Reddit post ever. It's wild how good and popular this series is. For that reason, and because I really enjoy Kaguya, it's here. Best Opening. This is the only category that I would allow second season stuff, since it is different than the previous stuff. That being said, if I had to add anything, it'd probably be the Kaguya opening for this season. Lycoris Recoil? Call of the Night? Why don't they have that? That opening is so catchy. Love After World Domination? Super catchy and has the style of an older opening, but with modern tones, which I think is cool. And probably anything from Fall 2022, like Bocchi or Chainsaw Man. I'd probably give it to Bocchi actually, because I think the song alone is my favorite opening song from any show this year. If I had to give it to something here, it would probably be a tie between Naked Hero from Ranking of Kings or Rumbling from Attack on Titan. Who am I kidding? Naked Hero is amazing. The build up into the chorus, how it slowly adds more and more instruments and then it breaks down with like a rock medley with some violins. Man, violins in any song, nut. That song also gives me so many chills, so I have to give it a nomination. Cheeky Cheeky Bon Bon from your boy Kong Ming is very catchy though, and Rumbling is amazing. But Naked Hero is just pure perfection wrapped up in an opening. Also, I'm pretty sure this is a hot take, but I think the first Spy Family opening is bad. The visuals are good, but there's so many parts in the song where it makes me recoil, because it just doesn't mesh well together, at least from how it sounds. I would have put the second opening instead, because I think that one's way better than the first one in my opinion. Anyway, Ranking of Kings it is. Best Ending. This list is solid. Really solid. Every ending on here is great. Although, I'd probably take out the Call of the Night ending, even though it's pretty good. I just think the opening is better. But I'd probably replace it with the ending of your boy Kong Ming. I've listened to that song probably over 100 times, I'm not even joking. I might even think that it's better than the opening, because I honestly think it's really catchy. If I had to pick from this list, it'd probably go to either AOT's ending or Kaguya's ending. Attack on Titan Final Season Part 1 also had an amazing ending theme too. Shock was the name of it, and it's such an incredible ending. Same with this new one. It even references an opening from the past with its visuals, which is pretty cool. Kaguya has also always had good endings, like Sentimental Crisis from the first season. That was my favorite Kaguya ending until this one came out. This new one is super catchy, and I've also listened to this one like 100 plus times. Great endings this year. Best Score. All of these are actually extremely good. Made in Abyss is always good because Kevin Penkin is a great composer. I was actually surprised by Cyberpunk's soundtrack, it has so many bangers. Attack on Titan has that one soundtrack during the big reveal that was so good, it legit gave me chills. Demon Slayer always has good soundtracks, but the one I'm gonna choose is your boy Kong Ming. With a mix of traditional Chinese sounding music, modern sounds, and club songs, since this takes place mainly at clubs, you get very good songs like this. It definitely takes my top spot. Best Film. Now, you guys might know what I'm gonna say. Pompo the Cinephile. It's a crime that they didn't include it. Even though this movie aired in 2021, it came out in the States in 2022. You can hear a more in-depth review in my video, but this is a movie that isn't only about filmmaking, but it's a story about pursuing your dreams and how to do it. It's a movie that everyone can relate to actually. I wish it was nominated. I'm also surprised that many movies aren't on here, like the Takagi movie, the Quintessential Quintuplets movie, the Fruits Basket movie, the Yuru Camp movie, SAO Progressive 2, and I'm not kidding about that. I just saw it with a friend in theaters, and it's extremely solid. And all of the Fall 2022 movies too. If I had to pick a movie from this list, I actually can't. I didn't watch any of these. I think I picked One Piece Film Red because it's One Piece, but yeah, I'd probably pick Pompo if it was on there. Best Song. I don't really like this category. It's basically the same as best opening because they legit only took openings and endings, besides One Piece Film Red. Honestly, I think this category was made due to the One Piece Film Red song, because it's not an opening or an ending, it's an insert song. Also, I think it deserves the win. It's such an incredible song that I actually just listened to recently. It's so good. I literally have no words about it. I'm kind of upset though because other insert songs from anime just get shafted in favor of openings and endings. That's not the only song in an anime, and I know that they know because they did a best score category. There's so many more, and I personally love listening to anime soundtracks, and there's a lot of missed or underrated songs that I feel like should be on this list. Like maybe some of the Summertime Rendering songs, or that one song that plays during the big reveal of Attack on Titan. Missed opportunity. Best Director. Best Direction always trips me up, because when it comes to anime, a lot of the time, direction really isn't too noticeable, at least from my eyes. Well, there's some notable directors in anime, like Masaki Yuasa and Satoshi Kon around this time as some prime examples. Most directors kind of blend together in my own opinion. They also aren't treated like Western directors. When asking anime fans who made the show, they will almost always say the studio rather than the director. It's very different from Hollywood, but in any case, these choices are fine. But like usual, get rid of Ranking of Kings and Demon Slayer. Even though they're both good, they were nominated in the past years, and I don't think second season stuff should get nominated. Anyway, again, sorry for all these tangents, but I think Heiki Monogatari, Summertime Render, Call of the Night, Made in Abyss, and literally anything from Fall 2022 should be on this list. If I had to pick something for my list, it'd probably be Heiki Monogatari due to the art style alone. Directors have the overall say in the final product for most media works, so Naoko Yamada, whom you may know from K-On!, A Silent Voice, and other Kyoto Animation works, probably had the final say in the style of this show, and man does it feel like one of those traditional Japanese paintings. If I had to pick from Crunchyroll's list, I'd actually give it to Cyberpunk Edgerunners. Even though I didn't like the overall product that much, Episode 6 alone makes me think it's deserving of Best Director. The way they told this story of someone struggling with cyberpsychosis was told in such a great visual way that I can't help but applaud the show. Also, the entire ending scene with Adam Smasher was so well done. It got many people super hyped and invested. That's one thing Hiroyuki Imaishi is good at, and for that reason, I give it to him. Best Main Character. I don't have to keep repeating myself here. If I had to add some characters, I'd probably add Aoi from Aoashi and Shinpei from Summertime Render. Now I understand that they would never put a sports anime on here solely because sports animes aren't popular, but I still think Aoi is such a great character. He starts as someone who's hot-headed and plays soccer his way, but when he's recruited to one of the best youth leagues in Japan, he has to become less of a hothead and more of an analytical thinker on the field. As the audience watches his transition to a completely new and changed character by the end, it's something I'm excited to see. Now it's not finished yet, but the growth from this season alone was immense, and I can't wait to see more. Shinpei's kind of the same too, except his character doesn't really change throughout the show. His proven analytical thinking gets him out of almost all the sticky situations in the show, and it's like Light from Death Note. Maybe not to that extent, but fairly close. If I had to pick from this list, I'd probably pick Chisato from Licorice Recoil. As you can probably guess from where in the video I'm mentioning this, if there was one thing about the show that I liked, I'd probably say the characters. The characters are all interesting, and they all have equally interesting pasts that we get to all learn about. But Chisato's is really the one that drives the story forward. She also has that happy-go-lucky girl attitude that rallies everyone together, but there's an interesting past connected to that personality type, and when you figure it out, it makes it that much more engaging and deep, so I'd give it to her. Also, I would absolutely not give it to David from Cyberpunk. He starts out pretty good, but man, the choices he makes in the second half destroy his character, in my opinion. I really hate him in the second half, because he shouldn't be making the choices that he does. Yet he does it anyway, despite literally everyone telling him that the path he's going down is wrong. Absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, on to Best Supporting Character. These are all fine, but again, if I had to add anyone, it'd be Mio or Ushio from Summertime Rendering, Nizuna Nanakusa from Call the Night, Takinya from Licorice Recoil, and Maureen from Dress Up Darling. I'm honestly shocked that they didn't put Takinya in, because she's technically the second main character, since we follow her throughout most of the show. She's a character who's pretty cold and logical, and does what she thinks is right, even when it might deal the most damage to others. Through meeting Chisato, she becomes a different person by the end of the series. She's a great character, and I'd choose her from my list, but man, I'm still shocked they didn't pick her. They had to fit room for 2 Spy Family reps. Now, I get Anya, she's cute, she's the butt of all jokes, and she's the person who instigates a lot of them, but Yor? Really? Remember how I said that she's your new wife of the season? Well, she's certainly not mine. Yor might as well be a blank slate, cause she's literally nothing. She doesn't contribute anything, and we rarely see her, even though there's so much to go over. To be fair, this show still is continuing, and I've heard in the next arc we finally get to have some more Yor Assassin stuff, but man, all we see is the housewife stuff, and it's not even that much. Anyway, Maureen not being on this list is also a big surprise. She's also like a secondary main character, because the main character is actually Gojo. But she's definitely a well-crafted waifu, and also a character who's not what they seem. I love those types of characters in anime, and they never fail to make me like them. I would definitely put her on this list. If I had to choose from the Crunchyroll list though, I'd probably choose Ai Hayasaka from Kaguya. Hayasaka has always been the dark horse of Kaguya. She's always supporting Kaguya from the shadows, but this season, she takes more of a central role, and with the rap episode, she really helps the relationship between Kaguya and Shirogane advance exponentially. And for that reason, I'd pick her. Uzui was good too, but Rebecca? Everyone's obsessed with her, I swear. She only gets good during the second half of the show. Honestly, it kinda comes out of nowhere, and it's really good. It's like she's made so that we like her, and it did a good job, because people like her more than Lucy, actually, who's in the show way more. It's evidenced by the Crunchyroll committee not putting Lucy, but instead putting Rebecca. It's insane how popular she is. Little lolly looking must protect at all costs character. This is a new category for this year. This category is just for characters who are cute, and you must protect. And honestly, these nominations are pretty good, but I'd add maybe Mio from Summertime Render, or maybe that one girl from Love After World Domination. She's cute. Mio is as well, but the big difference for me is that she's also like a little sister to Shinpei, so I could see the must protect angle from her. I would probably also add Kurumi from Licorice Recoil. She's cute and small, like a lolly, but I'm also positive she's like 30 or something, I'm not gonna lie. She's got those good genes, I guess. If I had to pick from this list, I'd probably pick Komi from Komi. I feel like this is an obvious answer since Komi is a character with severe social anxiety, ramped up to 11. She can't even speak or do anything without some help, despite her really wanting to. She's also portrayed as really cute with her chibi faces, so if I had to pick someone, it'd probably be her. I'm kinda sad they got rid of Best Girl and Best Boy, because those were always very contentious categories, and to see the discourse online was always really fun. But maybe next year. Best Action. Now, you might already know what it's gonna be. Demon Slayer. Even though Demon Slayer has always looked good, that one episode near the end of this season went so hard. It really felt like a movie. It was incredible. The other picks were good too though. I'd probably pick either Licorice Recoil or Edge Runners as runner-ups. If I could put something on though, I'd probably go with Summertime Render. I know it doesn't really get actiony until the second half, but man, those fights are still absolutely stellar. Pure eye candy. I would also consider Chainsaw Man and Mob respectively, but no fall, so boo-hoo. Best Comedy. I'm gonna be honest, Uncle from Another World was great. I really thought the comedy was so well done, and it made me laugh out loud so many times. Too bad it got delayed for a while, so I never finished it. I'm not sure if it's still going or whatnot. If I had to put something, it'd probably be Aharen, or maybe even Licorice Recoil. Aharen was surprisingly funny. I didn't watch much of it, but from what I watched, I really thought it was funny. Licorice Recoil was also surprisingly funny. You might think it's all action, but there's some downtime between the missions and whatnot that provide a lot of great humor. The rest on Crunchyroll's list is solid though. Kaguya is always consistently funny, Spy Family is basically a slice comedy and it's funny too. I wouldn't really put Dress Up Darling on here though. I don't remember it being that funny honestly, it was kind of just like romance and ecchi. It's definitely a great romance, but I don't think it was that funny from what I can remember. Anyway, Uncle from Another World got my vote. Best Drama. Kinda shocked to see 86 Season 2 on here, but it did get delayed to the spring of 2022, so I guess it could be on here, but it started in 2021, so I don't think so. I'm also surprised to see Dance Dance Densuer on here too. I've been meaning to watch that one, but just haven't yet. Another sports anime that kind of fell under the radar. It looks pretty cool though. I don't think there was anything more dramatic than this new season of Made in Abyss though. If you've seen the first season, then you know how Made in Abyss is. Quadruple that, and you get the second season. This season is absolutely devastating. It's a bad situation all around, and learning more and more about it, I just feel absolutely awful for the characters in this show. My vote goes to this. Nothing to really add here, since everything here was pretty okay. Best Fantasy. I did it last time, and I'm doing it again. Mushoku Tensei is my pick. Wait a second. I just realized that this second season came out in 2021. No delay or anything. Why is it on here? Maybe they couldn't think of something better in 2022. But really? There's isekai each season. There has to be something they could have picked. Princess Connect Redive's second season came out, and I heard nothing but good things. A Sentence of a Bookworm Season 3 came out this year too, and I've heard a lot of good things about that show too. Maybe the people picking just don't watch much fantasy, I don't know. Regardless though, I'd still give it to Mushoku Tensei. World building, characters, story, everything about it is just perfect. I can't stop voting for it. I'll probably make a video about this show sometime soon. I'm not sure, I've got a lot of things planned, so we'll see. Best Romance. This is actually really tough, because both Dress Up Darling and Kaguya were extremely good this season. Dress Up Darling has probably become my favorite romance ever, and Kaguya does more with the romance this season, and the final couple episodes are actually incredible, so it might also be my favorite romance ever? I don't know. Maybe I'll just give it to Dress Up Darling, since it's mainly focused on the romance, while Kaguya usually focuses on the characters and the comedy aspect of the show. These choices are still good though. Love After World Domination surprised me. Even though I didn't finish it, it was like a Romeo and Juliet type thing, but with Power Rangers and a villain. It was cute and fun from what I watched. Komi I heard gets really good in terms of the romance this season, so I might have to continue it. Shikamori is kinda garbo. I didn't watch much to be fair, but I didn't like how the MC is completely useless, while Shikamori fills in all of his gaps, which is fine, that's kinda like a normal romance, but she literally does everything. Actually, a crafted waifu bait waifu, and not like Maureen. Anyway, Dress Up Darling's the one I'm going with. At last, we're down to the final three. Best VA Performance, Japanese, English, and Anime of the Year. Starting with Japanese. Misaki Kuno from Made in Abyss, hands down, is my choice. She plays both Facta and Iruyumi, and this character that I cannot pronounce. And man, the range is insane. Facta is just a mad and conflicted character, so Facta displays it through rage and aggression. And there's some bone-chilling screams in this part that are so loud, it actually made the voice actress lose her voice for a couple days. She really puts her all into it. But then there's also quiet introspection parts too that are really well done. She gets my vote. The other choices are really good too, like Chika Anzai, who plays Chisato, and Ai Pharos. She plays Jolene, and honestly, she actually got into voice acting because of Jolene. so to get that character that she loved and to see her put all of that emotion into it was really fun to see. They both really bring great emotion and character to these already great characters. I'd probably vote for both of them, honestly, if I could vote for 2 more. Best VA Performance, English. I don't really watch dub, like, ever, honestly. Last year, or whenever it was, I watched Skate the Infinity dubbed, and that was nice. But this year, I did watch Cyberpunk Edgerunners dub, and I gotta say, Zach Aguilar is an incredible voice actor. He's actually around my age. I actually didn't like him when I heard him in Demon Slayer's Tanjiro, but it all comes down to voice direction. When directed properly, you get what we get in Cyberpunk. It legit sounds like just a normal person speaking.
Said 10 yesterday, Choom! Come on, that's just one fucking day, and we both know that it's worth way more.
He has so much slang implemented in his speech. He also swears a lot. He takes time to rest after each sentence, and the whole 9 yards. It just sounds so convincing. It's like Max Middleman when he plays Ryuji. That performance also sounds like someone is just talking to you.
He does whatever the hell he wants. Who does he think he is, the king of a castle? Don't you agree?
The inflection makes it sound so real and not forced, like so many other dubs do. It can also come down to writing too, but the actors really transform what they're given into something spectacular. I'd probably vote Amalie otherwise. You know, she's that one girl who does the very popular English anime covers, but she's now also a VTuber if you didn't know. I listened to some of the clips from the dub, and it's not bad actually.
Whoa, dude, what's your story? Looks like some pretty hardcore action. Sorry, does it hurt to touch?
It doesn't sound artificial, which, again, so many dubs do. I know everyone else too, like Sharon Millet, Sungwon Cho, and Zeno Robinson, and to be fair, they all do great work in any role they do. I don't know Natalie Van Sistine though, but I'm sure she's good too. Anime of the Year. Here we are, down to the final and most popular category. For the final time, I don't think Ranking of Kings should be on here, but actually for a slightly different reason than earlier. I don't think the second core was as good as the first. It was much slower and way less engaging for me personally. The first core was great though. If I could, I would replace it with Summertime Render, any fall 2022 show, maybe Dress Up Darling, Heiki Monogatari, even though I haven't seen it, I've only heard good things. Kaguya, following Crunchyroll's decision to put 2nd or 3rd seasons on there. Your boy Kong Ming, Ao Ashi is a personal favorite. Made in Abyss, since it was pretty good. And then Bocchi, Bleach, and Chainsaw Man from the fall season. If I had to pick, it's going to go to the obvious. Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2. Attack on Titan continues to surprise me time and time again. I thought it wouldn't get any better after Season 3, but it has, and this season delivered one of the biggest twists I think I've ever seen in any media. Incredible, and the storytelling has been stellar so far. There's so many people who have commented on one of my shorts about how I said Attack on Titan is a masterpiece, saying I'm wrong, and this is not correct. Guys, this is my opinion, that's how it works. Also, I'm an anime-only watcher and haven't seen the end, but it can't be as bad as everyone says it is. Even if it is bad, I believe an ending shouldn't dictate the quality of the entire show. Like, I love Erased, but I know the ending can be kind of controversial, but the entire show is good. The ending shouldn't dictate it, in my opinion. There's the rest of the show you have to take in consideration too, and from the excitement, hype, and intrigue these seasons have given me, I'd put AOT in my top 10 of favorite anime of all time. If you don't like it, fine. But understand that this is just an opinion, not a fact. Anyway, I'd probably only pick Attack on Titan. Maybe I'd pick Demon Slayer as well, because this season was really good, but everything else was kind of meh. Good, but not great to me. Man, this took a while, but I really enjoyed being able to go through everything and give my own thoughts. Last year's video took a while, and this one was the same. I hope you enjoyed how I felt about the anime this year. And remember what Crunchyroll took away from us. Anyway, thanks to all of you watching, and to all of you watching, subscribe so we can get this to a wider audience. See you next time, and don't forget, join the Hive Mind.